Philadelphia. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bell and the Birdmen. I'm John Barchard. Of course, Vince Quinn, Taylor Kredatus here, as always, in Sandbox Studios. Thank you to the Philadelphia Phillies for making the Eagles slightly irrelevant for 48 hours or so. My goodness. Not fans, but yeah, I kind of have to be now. Like, we got to raise the daughter right. So, of course, we were hooting and hollering. Bryce Harper, amazing. You were down at Broad Street last night. Outstanding.
Yeah, I went down to City Hall because it was a pretty reasonable walk for me. So I was like, you know what, screw it. Let me just go down and see what. It was literally like as soon as the final out happened, I looked at Dana. I was like, I'll see you later. I'm gone. And I just bolted right out the door, filming all the chaos, and it was fun, man. People climbing poles, Eagles chants, singing, dancing on my own. Like, it was the whole scene.
So you weren't watching Broncos Jets?
Yeah. God, no. No, actually, I did try just because Dana is a Jets fan. First and foremost, Dana's a Jets fan, and two, I'm a glutton for punishment. But, yeah, I didn't. I skipped on that. I went to see the festivities for a little bit. And, like,
fake
it got
football
crazier
guy.
as it got. Yeah, I am a fake football guy. The whole thing's a fraud. I'm actually deep down a hockey guy. But, seeing everybody out on the street is it's a great feeling. I mean, you get thousands of people out there, everybody, doesn't matter, all the bullshit that goes on in the world day to day that distracts you from stuff, to be out on the street, everybody just celebrating the Phillies, got some Eagles chants in there.
Oh, yeah.
You saw Elmo. Elmo was out there with the
return.
drums. That was a whole big thing. So, like, yeah, I love that kind of energy, man. So for everybody that's a Phillies fan, seeing what that team has been through for all these years and what the fans have been through, for them to actually make it is like, holy shit.
It's one game is the difference between them not being in the World Series and not. It's pretty crazy. Who cares about I've been arguing semantics on Twitter. Like that would happen, but only reason why we're pointing emphasis on is, the Phillies are going to the World Series. I hate the Astros a lot.
Yeah.
A lot, which warms my heart because we're going down to Houston in a week. Like, Steelers, Thursday Night Football just happens to coincide with the Phillies playing in Philly. So, like, there are a ton of people. Whether you're coming down with us, there's going to be a ton of different fan groups. If you're going to be in Houston, let us know. Watch parties. And, of course, we're going to kick the shit out of the Texans on Thursday, and that'll be a lot of fun. And because of all this, because of the distracting baseball, I didn't watch barely any football yesterday. Also, fake football guy over here. What's wrong with us? What is wrong with us?
Either of you?
No, I mean, I watched the 1 o'clock games for sure.
I watched I watched a good chunk of Giants-Jags.
So did I.
Saw a good bit of that. I also watched the second half of Dolphins-Steelers. That game sucked in the second half. I don't know what happened in the first half. It was really ugly.
Was not good. Kenny Pickett, also not good. More appropriately, like, the division is not settled yet. That's my impression today, because my Giants can't stop fucking winning. And I don't care what any analytics chart says right now. They're bucking the trend. They keep, like, it's not all luck here. They're not just, this isn't luck. This is like
the Jags were on the goal line.
I know.
And they fumbled.
Yeah, they were, I mean, yes, but also.
And they were at the goal line when Kirk got stopped. So they had two chances. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm just saying, like, one, the Jags are complete frauds, and they're not a good football team. But the Giants, like, don't lose to bad teams, even though it's close. And, yes, it could go the other way, but, like, I don't think it's – all I'm saying is it doesn't matter how good they are. The record says that they have 5 wins. And if the Eagles lose to them at any point in time, and if, God forbid, they do something stupid where they lose twice to them and have the better record, well, they don't exactly win the division anymore. And you can keep ignoring this as much as you want to.
Yep.
But, while they're coming out of the bye week and the slumber and everything's been great, this team's still not perfect. The division doesn't fucking stop winning. The NFC West is really bad, worse than I ever thought it would be, by the way. So, like, yeah, this isn't done for. I saw the Cowboys game. They're done. They're so done. Way done. They're done. The Giants are not going anywhere. So you better have a good plan of, like, I'm just saying, like, don't brush off the Giants like they're nothing, because they're talentless pricks, and they are, but they're really well coached. They are really well coached. And Evan Neal went down in that game, their star,
So keep talking to me. Keep telling me about how this team that doesn't have a whole lot of talent, how one of their starting tackles now just got injured. Like, that's a good sign for me. I just look. They're not good. They are scrappy. The New York Giants are T.J. McConnell. They're this scrappy guard with little talent, but they're fighting
All
every
right, Matt
play.
Ford.
I
Yeah.
just I don't know. I can't get geared up for that team yet. And look, some of the teams that they've beaten. I mean, they hardly beat like the Bears, the Panthers. They lost to Cooper Rush. Okay, they lost to Cooper Rush.
Uh-huh.
They're not good. Brian Daboll's going to end up winning Coach of the Year for this shit. Like, he's a magician, and I'll give him all the credit in the world. He looks amazing. Wink is amazing. It all the piece of the foundation is there. They're not winning shit this year. Even if they make the playoffs, they're not winning a damn thing. They're getting outed right away.
Probably still doesn't affect them from like beating the Eagles during a regular season football game. And they've only got to do that twice. And if they do that,
yeah, but they have
then
to
they're
do
going
that
to be
twice. There's no way they do that twice. I will shave my head live on this show bald. I don't need like the buzz cut. I will go straight bald to the dome if the Giants beat the Eagles.
Dable
twice.
style.
I will look exactly like Brian Daboll.
Yeah.
I'll grow out the beard. I'll do the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to lose twice to the Giants to make that
Okay,
explicitly clear.
because I can't make it clear enough. They
But
will
if
not.
they do, done, bet, okay, done.
Done.
Done, yes.
And I get to slap you in the face in a week. Go defense.
Yeah, we got to figure out what.
Just keeping up on bets. I've got an idea.
But I just this division is not settled. I don't. That's all. It doesn't. It
Which
is
is
not
good.
settled yet.
I like that though, because to your point, you look at the schedule. I mean, we could probably run down. It's going to be pretty similar to what the Eagles got. Giants are probably going to win more games. Good chunk of more games along the way. Cowboys, they're going to win a couple more games along the way.
Yeah.
Which good. Like, let it be a foot race. I think it's very likely we see all three of those teams in the playoffs this year. You got 7 teams now with the wild card. 3 of those teams they're going to get in. So that's a good thing. Let the Eagles have to push and fight and worry about the division and have to stay in it and stay focused. And for them to just keep pushing in the division is winning the division, is locking in the 1 seed. Great. Like, let Dallas and the Giants keep being this false thing, inflated sense of the value of the team. They overvalue their guys, lower draft stock, all that kind of stuff. For the Eagles, they deserve to be in this spot. They're this good anyway. I don't care where the league is. Would they be undefeated if the league was normal this year? Probably not.
Yeah.
Probably not. But 5-1, 4-2. You know what I mean? Like they're a high quality roster. I said it from the jump. They're still the best roster in the NFC. It's there. So
They are, and this isn't a conversation to try and like scare you. Like, hey, this Eagles thing is a mirage, and the Giants could nip them. I'm just saying, this season has been weird. We've pointed out a couple of times on this show. It's a monster back half with like injuries that could happen. You know, I'm just thinking in terms of things that are out of the Eagles' control. If they're in it, it's no problem. Like, there is no facet of any. If Minshew has to start for some stretches, if whatever,
Yeah.
Because I'm only bringing it up because it happened last year, maybe a week or two, whatever it is. Seriously, you should start Minshew one time this year because all the teams are weak and you're going to kick the shit out of everybody. Please, God, I'm begging you.
Chicago.
Texans. The Texans would be perfect. Again, it's a short week. It's Thursday. Please start Minshew. Anyway, I really do believe that there are some wrenches coming in here that you got to be like aware of. That's all. Which leads me to a little of this, and I want to go bash the Cowboys.
Okay.
You brought this up, so like I don't really know what's all happening here, but the Eagles did in fact snizzle, look at CMC. What happened there?
Yeah, luckily they got outbid. I would say. I mean, look, is Christian McCaffrey a good player? 1, yes. 2, does not look good in an Eagles uniform. Okay? Does not look good in an Eagles uniform. It's just a universal fact. We're better off without him. It's bad karma. And for the other side, I mean, look at that draft capital they spent, dude. I mean, San Francisco,
The 49ers,
if you
man.
missed it, because you're probably like, yeah, it was a shit ton of picks. What was that? 2nd, 3rd, and 4th rounder this year.
Jesus.
And a 5th rounder next year. That's top of the line. That's like, I don't know, Devontae Adams kind of trade package.
You're
you know what I
drunk.
mean?
Kyle Shanahan
Yeah.
got real drunk and saucy and bit the cheese on the. Like, who was trading a first-round pick for? Nobody, right? No
You're
one.
better off trading a first-round pick.
Probably. It's
I
just
would rather
one and-
trade a first-rounder than a 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Same. And, like, I don't know how, by the way, this helps the 49ers Super Bowl chances. Do you?
Doesn't help him enough. It's a running back. He's a running back. Like, and it's the San Francisco offense. These guys, shitty guys, run for 6 yards a carry anyway. So what are you doing this for? You know, like, it's fun. On the outside, it's fun. It's like, all right, are they going to scheme up some weird stuff? And, like, between McCaffrey and Ayuk and Debo, the weird run combinations they can do? Like, yeah, okay, I dig it. But they're, what, 3-4? They just got their ass kicked by the Chiefs. So didn't help you score 44 points, which is what you needed, I think, to tie that game up. Like, they're not good enough. So when this is the main swing that you're going to make, you're going all in on a running back, and they've got injuries all over the board, it doesn't fix anything. Like, this almost feels like a future move more than anything. It's like, oh, CMC's available, let's go in so we can get him now. Because if you look at the contract, that's where all this stuff changes, right? He's due $12 million a year for the next couple of years, but also all that dead money, guaranteed money, that's already eaten by Carolina. So now it's just $12 million. You could cut him. It would cost you nothing. You can restructure him, like, because he has no guarantees now. So it just feels like a long-term play, and it's kind of YOLO for now. I don't know.
It's crazy. And thank God, as much as I was loving the idea of CMC being here, I would be so mad if Howie Roseman paid that price, which he didn't even come to, right? There was a report from Albert Breer.
So, yeah, all the reporting that I've seen is the Eagles, Eagles and Broncos, which, whatever.
Wow. What the hell did the Broncos do?
I don't want to talk about them other than they signed Marlon Mack, and he's going to get like 5 yards of carry in London. You're all welcome. But
2
anyway,
and 4. Thank you. Vince Quinn for wanting that here.
It's going to be 3 and 4 with Marlon. Now, them and the Eagles made offers somewhere in the 3rd round, 4th round pick. Which, like, for people who want McCaffrey, they're like, oh, my God. You know, it's probably like, how didn't they offer more than that? Like, that's what he's worth. You're paying this guy $12 million a year. He's got an injury history. It's a running back with the greatest offensive line in the league. What are you paying that much for?
I can't really say much. I can't. Other than, like, some of the guys, like, first of all, King Henry still would be on board with giving the Eagles first round pick for that, but probably not going to happen after this weekend either.
Not a chance. No.
Titans are now 4-2, and would you believe it? Fucking Matt Ryan gets benched today. Carson Wentz would have been an upgrade or the same. That's how shitty of a teammate he is. Want to point that out. Secondly, that division is horrible, and the Titans are not going to sell. And they've already flirted with the fact of, like, trying to trade for DJ Moore or, like, wait for Traylon Burks to come back. Like, they're going to win that division, especially after what saw the Jaguars do against the Giants. There's no hope. There is no one coming out to play.
No, Tennessee's not going to give up on Derrick Henry. And by the way, I'm getting a call, John. It's Jim Irsay.
Oh, is that right?
I'm going to kill his family. Whoa, Jim.
Whoa.
Calm down, Jim.
Whoa.
Jeez. Whoa, I had to disconnect Jim there. He gets on benders sometimes.
This radio bit brought to you by 1989.
There you go. I had to get it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that division's cooked. They're not gonna. The Titans are gonna sit there and just ride the wave. They're gonna get 10 wins. They'll get bounced in the first round by, I don't know, or the second round by, like, the Bills, who are far superior. And it'll be the same cycle again. Again, it's the new age Jeff Fisher, baby. He's gonna make.
Oh man!
He's making. He's gonna have good records every year with these shitty offenses that just run the ball all the time, and he's never gonna win anything.
Until Malik Willis comes out of his shell next year.
Sure.
They're gonna move on from Tannehill.
Sure.
They'll reset again. Right?
How many carries do you think Henry got yesterday?
Oh, I already know this because you said it to me, so I can't tell a lie.
Yeah, I'll say 22.
No, 30.
Good ones?
I felt like it was like 4 yards. Like it was a heavy 30. It's not like an easy 30. Yeah, he's going to be like a rusted nail at the end of the season. My God.
Well, see, like, oh man, maybe. I don't know.
What are you cooking in there? You're cooking something.
They're just going to run him into the ground. I'm not going to give myself any hope. Yeah. I'm not. But if you don't necessarily have to run 30 times a game, which they still do, and you can get them down to 20, which they should during the playoffs, that is still worth it to me because this offensive line will give him the juice to, like, rev up.
Look,
by maybe a half a second more than what he's getting in Tennessee.
Derrick Henry would have 7 yards of carry on this team. Like, I mean that very seriously. If Miles Sanders is getting 5 in that ballpark,
Yes.
Derrick Henry would get 7 yards a carry. Like, he would break records on this team.
Just can't do it 30 times a game, but he could get to 20 of them.
Well,
That's where my
that's the thing.
in.
Like, if you were going to do a trade like that, which, again, they're not going to. Tennessee's not going to do this.
Yeah.
But if you did, you'd extend Derrick Henry. You'd have somebody compliment him. You run him, like, 12 times a game in the regular season. Then if you have to run him 25, 30 in the playoffs, you do it.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do it. So it's just like, well, you got to look at what else is left. And that's the thing. I look at this price. I mean, here's the thing. For all the other guys that we like and whatever their value might be, McCaffrey does fuck up the market. Like,
completely.
Second, third, fourth, and fifth for a running back. So now everybody else that's looking around, whether the guy sucks or not, they're going to be like, well, listen, I need at least a 2 for David Montgomery. Oh, yeah,
we
you
don't
need a
run here.
Second-round pick?
We don't run here, God damn it. And then I hope he slams the phone.
And that's what it should be. I mean, because for Howie, like, again, a third-round pick is a good way to look at it. You go, listen, he is a running back. We don't value them all that much. He's got a lot of money. We rotate guys. We've done that historically. Our line is great. It's just that at some point it's not worth it. That's about as much as they should spend, unless you're getting a guy that's going to stick around for a couple of years or you're making a big swing like Derrick Henry. So,
and after this entire discussion of, like, the last couple of weeks, Bills aren't really looking for anything fancy in their running game. I don't think the Chiefs are ever going to – I mean, sure, they were probably in on CMC the same way that it'd be nice if we don't have to give up much draft capital. Are we – I mean, I still want a running back here. Trust me. The Eagles obviously do too at a certain price. I'm not really going to, like, how is this going to beat the Chiefs or the Bills? I'm still kind of there, right? Like, I know the Eagles need this thing, but how much is – now I'm kind of like on Josh Jacobs, right? And I don't want to sell my soul to go get fucking Kareem Hunt. I don't want to have that goddamn conversation, all right? Unless it's like a no-doubter, they're going to win the Super Bowl. Fine, I'll try to deal with it as best as I can. Time passes, whatever. We'll have the discussion. But there's so many other cheaper options. You don't like James Robinson, even though the Jags are falling off. I think that's a decent margin win. I think Melvin Gordon is still a decent margin win, especially now that Marlon Mack might bump him out or whatever. I don't know what's going on there. But, like,
so good.
I think you've got to get exceptionally cheap at running back because the market isn't great. CMC screwed this up, and that's honestly, you're right. I'm coming back to this and, like, Jesus, it's just going to cost too much money for what we all think it's going to do, and it's probably going to be like a quarter of that, and you're going to pay an absurd amount of money in picks.
Howie's got to find a sucker or somebody with common sense, because if Howie also just goes like, listen, man, that deal was terrible, man. I mean, you see those guys over there, and they're out of there. Come on, they're crazy over there. Then he can maybe negotiate it down, because, like, Howie rips people off all the time. So he is good at it. He'll find a sucker somewhere.
Where are they? Give me the picks. You know, like that's
right.
I think
he's shaking them down with the private investigators and all the secrets. But
between Jim Irsay and Howie Roseman, I think we got
Yeah, we've got a traveling show, John. We're coming to a theater near you.
Yeah.
So we'll do that. But yeah, like my problem is James Robinson is Miles Sanders. Same guy. Hits the hole, good athleticism, gets tackled once he's hit, doesn't get you extra yardage like that. He's a pretty good athlete. He's not a superstar athlete. He's a little bit better with his hands, but he's basically the same guy. I don't know what the point is.
He's not a little bit better with his hands. He's a lot better with his hands.
Well, they also just throw to him more, so it's more of the offense.
I need some. If you're going to do this, then I need somebody that can catch a ball. Melvin Gordon's included that. I know everybody just goes, yeah, whatever. But
because he'll also drop that ball.
Yes, so will everybody. So will every running back on this roster.
But not at the rate that Melvin Gordon's fumbling is atrocious right now.
It's bad.
It's
really bad.
If you're going to, how on earth can you look me in the face and go, Tom Hackett, it's all Tom Hackett.
Never.
Except for Melvin Gordon. Oh, yeah, my bad. Who's Tom?
Which I've mentioned Tom Hackett.
Maybe that's why I'm crossing it. Yeah.
But no, look, I've said Hackett, but I've also said penalties as a result of that, turnovers, fumbles at the goal line, which is the same thing there. They did that multiple times. Like
bad offensive or mediocre offensive line.
Yes,
a washed running back that still has talent is going to fumble. Yes, Miles Sanders fumbled 4 times already this season.
This year, no,
just haven't been recovered. I think.
What?
I don't know.
There's no
Maybe
way
I made
he's
that up.
fumbled 4
I'm
times.
sorry, Miles. No
I think
slander.
you're making that up. But like, I just can't go in like that. I mean, if I'm gonna make a move, here's a guy that I think right now. You look around the league, you go, all right, who's a fit for what they need? They need because for me, it still is a power guy. It's basically somebody who can break a couple of tackles, fall forward when he gets hit, and get you a couple extra yards. I see a team that is really bad. I see a talented guy from everything I could tell. He's got good qualities for the locker room. They love him. Jamal Williams.
Hey.
I would take Jamal Williams out of Detroit.
Hey.
I don't know what his full deal is, and I'll go look at that right now.
Hey.
Yeah?
There's a name I think we can get behind and like.
Okay.
Yeah, look at his contract because I think that's fun. And probably 3rd or 4th round pick worthy because he's already gone from the Packers to Detroit. I would assume, and I've just been reading the Detroit press because I'm keeping up on everything. It sounds as if the heat of Dan Campbell's seat is finally heating up, and they're going to, again, you built the culture, you built an identity. Jamal Williams is probably the star of Hard Knocks, and that's about it.
Big grit guy.
That's right. Yeah. Big grit guy. Okay, you love that. So he's got
there is an automatic besides Jalen Hurts and Jason Kelce. By the way, getting down on all fucking fours and saying, you know what's coming, and still getting a first down QB sneak. That is still appropriate. I would always go to that, but just look at Jamal Williams run once, and Vince Quinn is absolutely right.
And that's the thing.
So automatic touchdowns
right now, Jamal Williams, 27 years old. He's got he was owed basically $4.5 million this year. Not prohibitive if they trade him in dead money. His contract expires after the season.
Perfect target, Vince Quinn. Man, how did you come up with that? Did you do that on the fly?
I mean, for a fake football guy that doesn't watch the games.
Man. Yeah, for a guy that was hanging out on Broad Street celebrating like a Phillies fan. Unbelievable.
I did not do that, although some people did start singing Dancing in My Own at me, and I was like, all right, I'll sing. Who am I to say no to that?
Yeah, Mr. Charlie Pluth himself over there.
I do love Charlie. That's my man. He's got some hits.
How many fumbles has Miles Sanders had this season?
I 4. I'm going to say 4.
I'm going to say 0.
Yeah, 0. What are you
been
talking
0?
about? Yes.
Maybe I was looking at career. That's what it was.
Wait, how many for his career? I got it in front of me.
Oh God.
I know he had 4 his rookie year, 2 the year after that, and 2. I'm going to say 8 total.
I'm going to say 12.
7.
Ooh, damn. That's what I was thinking of. It was total. I apologize. I knew there was Miles Sanders slander that I was wrong about, so sorry about that. But definitely Miles Sanders is safer than Gordon. So
yeah.
I'm not even trying to argue that, Vince Quinn. But
Jamal Williams, very safe. Fits
incredibly
a need.
Safe.
Would be pretty cheap. Lions could always use draft picks. I think that'd be pretty easy to get a deal done. They have DeAndre Swift. That is their guy. They spent a first on him a couple of years ago. That's a pretty good fit.
Are you okay saying bye to Boston Scott? Because I think that's what would happen.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to do – they'd probably want some sort of running back replacement. I mean, I don't know if they'd be interested in Trey Sermon, for example, because the Eagles don't run him. So for the Lions, you go, hey, here's Trey Sermon. He's been on the team, power guy, young. You can mess around with him, see what you can do. We'll take your guy that's a vet. And then you throw in a pick or something to, like a 5th rounder.
It's a very interesting name. I would say overall, they're probably looking for a guy that is also a returner at the same time. But I know you're not going to get that in a power back.
Which makes me upset because the one guy that I really like for that spot is Cordero Patterson. Atlanta stinks. He's on short-term IR, though. Yeah. So I don't even know if legally you can trade for a guy that's short-term IR. I have to double-check that. I
believe there's decent amount of loopholes as long as the teams agree to it or whatever.
So, yeah, I mean, if they could figure that out, I would take him in a heartbeat. That guy, I mean,
be amazing.
Came into the league as a receiver, so pass catcher, revolutionizes the running back under Belichick, great kick returner. They don't have that. He fills so many boxes. He's not a power guy, but he's speed.
Yeah.
I mean, all the fun things you could do with a guy like that, all those like jet sweeps and stuff like that, he'd be great for plays like that.
Yeah. I'm really curious. Well, the Falcons are another like it's a weird division.
4, yeah, I mean,
they're still competing technically, so it's just like I love the idea though. And I do have a question towards that too, because I think Josh Norris said something rather interesting over the weekend, and I'd love your takes on it. And again, I don't know what the Eagles should do, and I just feel like there's a surprise, and I'm going to ask that in just 1 second. Anyway, but as always, got to say hello to our good friends over at Liquid Death, which have a hilarious story, by the way. I don't know if you saw this or not. Go to liquiddeath.com/bell because they are kicking so much ass that has now turned into our store, the store locator for Liquid Death. You can see it anywhere you're around your own region, which is pretty cool. Local 7-Eleven, Target, you know that already. There is a group that is trying to throw out Liquid Death just based on the name. And let me look this up real quick.
Throw it out how?
Like they want to make sure that it is not sold at certain retailers.
People have nothing better to do.
Yeah, it is.
This is what you do with your lives. You know what we need to do? We need to stop people from drinking water.
Yeah, please.
We need to fight water at all costs. Thank you for your enlightenment.
You know, all those plastic bottles, we don't have a problem with that at all. But we do have a problem with something called Liquid Death, which is totally a marketing play, which they already know. They already know. So here it is.
It's crazy.
There is a online petition to remove/cancel Liquid Death from stores. Saw this on Liquid Death's IG. Why, you ask? When words
Of course it's on their Instagram, by the way. That's so them to be like, yeah, this is funny. We're going to tell everybody about this.
Why, you ask? When words like death, fear, or hate are written on liquid containers, it changes the molecular structure of liquid.
Oh, my God. They're witch people. Oh, my God. They're the dumbest people on the planet.
Mike, if you did this and created a group specifically just to put on Instagram to post, you're a genius marketer, but I believe that this is actually a thing. So it's just, I love the brand so much because it fucks with everybody, and yet it is just wonderful tasting water. That's the point. And the real emphasis always, recycle, recycle, recycle. You can't recycle plastic. Aluminum you can. liquiddeath.com/Bell.
Yeah.
You know?
And if you're one of those protesting idiots, please read a fucking book. Read a book. Read anything. Read literally anything. Step outside of your house. Get all the cat dander off of you. Step outside of your house and talk to real people in the real world about how shit actually works and how you should prioritize your life. Because if you're going to dedicate hours of your life to the point where you try to rally Americans in one big fucking heap to all fight a can of water, you're out of your goddamn mind.
There's a lot of other things to do. That's all.
There's literally everything else to do.
Like talk about Josh Norris suggesting that you can't come up with 6 great teams in the NFL.
He's right.
And guess what? I can't.
They don't exist. There are not 6 good teams in the NFL. There aren't even even the tier of oh, this team's pretty solid. You know what I mean? There's nothing. I can't. There's 3 teams. Tier 2 does not exist. Tier 3 kind of exists.
Does Tier 1 exist?
Yes. Tier 1 absolutely exists.
Do the Eagles belong in Tier 1?
Yes. No doubt about
it. Do the Bills and Chiefs belong
Yes.
on a separate tier?
No.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
I think it is exactly like that right now. I think it is.
I can't believe all this Eagles negativity from you, John Barchard.
It's not negativity.
You're saying they can't win the Super Bowl.
No. You said I said they can't win the Super Bowl. I said clearly if they beat the Bills or Chiefs without doing anything at the deadline and standing pat, it would be one of the biggest feats of this franchise. I think it's next to impossible.
Listen back on that one.
But it's possible.
Okay, well, yeah, I think it is very possible.
That's all.
All right, they're on the same tier.
No, they're not.
Whether you think they
Same
belong together or not, those are the top 3 teams. Okay, we can really slice the line if we want to. Now you're saying there is no second tier. That's just all of the other teams right now.
It doesn't exist because teams that. Okay, for example, last week. The Bengals actually figured out their shit. They were hitting a lot of deep balls down the field. They meant Tyler Boyd had a big 60-yard touchdown.
They're back.
Right?
Yeah.
So they look like a team now that should be a Tier 2 team. Plenty of weaknesses, high-powered offense, could be a Tier 2 team again. I say this is a massive Bengals hater over the last couple of months. But
I am not a Tier 2 team. I don't think the Bengals belong in Tier 2.
Not yet. They did it this week, so maybe now, but they don't have the track record over the season.
Let me rephrase that. The Bengals will eventually find their way back to Tier 1. Not right now. They are not. Overall, you can't say that. They are going to find their way back to Tier 1, and T's right. They're back.
Well, see, I think they're a Tier 2 team that's ultimately going to find their way into Tier 1 discussions because Tier 2 doesn't exist and everybody else is so bad.
They were in the Super Bowl last year.
Okay.
Wait, they are Tier 2, and that's it.
Oh, interesting. Could be. All right.
I mean, if you're grading based on what I saw last week, they are the Tier 2 team, and then everybody Miami was not impressive. Tua was not impressive.
Terrible.
So they won the game, but sure. I mean, who else? Baltimore lost to the Giants. They've been sloppy at times. I don't think they're overwhelmingly good.
Ravens, Titans, Bills, Dolphins is who I have under the Eagles, Bills, and Chiefs. And I would assume one of those teams picks it up. The 49ers just, not only that, I know we just got into that, but they also look like shit.
The
on
Chiefs
top of that. So
killed them.
They destroyed them. That was almost immediate, like, this was a bad idea. So, like, I'm back to, is there anyone in the NFC that's worth a damn? Like, people are going like, hey, the Vikings, they only lost to the only undefeated team in the NFL. You can't just put them away. Yes, you can. You can put the Giants away despite all the bullshit I set up in front of this show. That's not going to be a problem. The Cowboys aren't a problem. No one's a problem. That's great.
It's amazing. Dude, Aaron Rodgers is bad this year.
Ooh.
Isn't he?
Well, speaking of, did you see Heineke throwing dimes yesterday?
Yes, I did.
I love Heineke,
Throwing
man.
dimes.
I love Heineke. He's fun.
McLaurin looks like a new player.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Yeah, Heineke's just Mr. Fuck It, and he loves chucking the ball, and it's fun. He doesn't have a big arm, but he goes for it.
It's almost when he's playing against like Hall of Fame quarterbacks. It's like, okay, now I'm going to be really good.
Could you imagine if he did actually beat Tom Brady in that playoff game a couple of years ago?
Way closer than people remember.
Oh, yeah. That was dangerously close. I mean, that was pretty amazing. But, yeah, you look around now. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a sad sack.
And holy fuck, buddy, Tom Brady's like, you just said that like it's like, yeah, this is way gone, and it's way gone.
Way gone?
Mike Evans dropping a touchdown pass that I've never seen him drop a touchdown pass. That's not normal.
No, they have no chemistry. They have no confidence. They have no rhythm with anything. The running game sucks. They're playing the wrong guys. I mean, they should start Rachaad White right now. I don't know why they're giving Leonard Fournette carries. For what?
And the Panthers can still win the division after beating the Bucs.
Unbelievable.
Without CMC and Robbie Anderson. I mean, yeah, to lose a game like that, that's not you're struggling. That is you have hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
Tampa's at rock bottom. Like, they have no answers. They have no idea what they're doing. I think
That's another reason why the Falcons probably won't sell.
Well, no.
Because they only have to beat the Saints and the Carolina Panthers.
All right,
and they're the most appropriate team once they start Desmond Ridder after their bye week.
And they should.
Why wouldn't you at this point?
I mean, you try to do all this crazy, dumb vertical stuff, and, like, Mariota's running around a lot. You might as well do the same things with Ridder and, like, let him grow and see what he does. Who cares?
I think our good friend Nate Gary up in Buffalo pointed this out, too. The Falcons were, like, way behind in this game, right? 10 pass attempts from Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
10.
Yep.
The NFC is going to be hilarious for the next 6 weeks. Hilarious. It'll be a clown show. And none of us expect an Eagles drop-off, right? I don't at all.
There's no reason to. I just, you know what their floor is, and you think of the ceiling of all these other teams that you're looking around. I mean, what's for especially who's on the schedule? There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they flub a game, they just come out, they just get totally hungover. You know, they come in, they're just shot, and like they blow a game by 35 points. It doesn't matter. This team's what's the floor of wins that this team's gonna have? Absolute disaster the back half of the season.
Oh, I'm with 12 is
seriously. I mean, yeah, you're 6-0. You're 6-0 already.
You win 6 out of the next. I can't do math.
What,
oh my god,
11 games?
6 out of 11, and you have 12 wins. That's insane.
They're winning at least 12 games. Like they just are.
Don't
so
trip up against the Giants or Cowboys.
I mean, you're playing Sam Ellinger in a couple of weeks.
Oh boy! And by the way, speaking of that, my cousin, God bless him, who lives in Indianapolis, every single Colt fan today is dying to get rid of their tickets. He's got 8 in the end zone where the Eagles warm up, and he's like, whatever.
Yo, it's going to be a party, folks.
What I want to say is, first and foremost, if you're not going to Indy with us on Philly Sports Trips, there is going to be a lot of available tickets that were previously sold out if you want to go.
The whole game was sold out.
The whole game was sold out. It will not be.
It will not be.
So not only that, we've got Notre Dame, BC. If you're interested in that, I'm going because I've never been to Notre Dame, and I hate Notre Dame, and I still just want to go see the stupid thing so I can say I did it and get out of there.
Bad.
Oh. But more importantly, tailgate this Sunday against the Steelers. Snack time is coming back. It is an unbelievable tailgate. Like, we had 113 or 14, I think.
We got to like 130 last week.
Oh, 130. That's right. And it's incredible down there. We're heading to Houston. If you want to sniff the World Series vibe down there, you want to yell at some Astros players, we will go and do that. We will go watch the Eagles kick some ass against the Texans. And good to note, Vince has extended the stay. If you want to stay until Saturday, you can now. PhillySportsTrips.com/Bell. All of it's there. I can't wait to see you guys. This is a fucking... you better believe, I haven't told these guys yet, we are lighting the fire on Thursday because I got to talk to Jalen one more time.
All right, well, good, because Thursday, John.
Yes.
It's my birthday. It's my birthday, baby. Tailgate
And that makes
party.
you a what again?
A handsome-looking man.
A handsome Scorpio?
Yeah, I believe it's Scorpio. People always tell me, and I go, "That's what I am," and then I immediately forget. it's never meant anything.
Taylor,
to
do you
me.
know your son? You probably.
I'm a Cancer, but
Of course he does.
I do not match a Cancer stereotypically at all.
Yeah, because it's total bullshit, and I still follow it, and I have a Taurus on my arm.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Show that off.
It's just
Yeah,
it's the first tattoo I ever get. It's you can't see it now because it's.
So wait, you don't believe in it, but Taurus was the first tattoo you ever got.
Yeah, because I'm a bull. I know I'm a bull.
Oh, well, that's true.
I'm a stubborn
But-
asshole sometimes, so it's like
Okay. Well, yeah, come celebrate my birthday on Sunday with that stubborn asshole right there. So if you're coming to the tailgate, there will be cake.
How old are we turning? By the
There
way?
will be cake. 33.
33 years old. The big 3-3.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, that is going to lead to some embarrassing things. This is why you need to watch the live stream. And if you're watching this on YouTube, definitely hit the thumbs up.
I don't know
and hit
what's
the subscribe button
happen,
because
okay.
I completely forgot that it is a big time celebratory weekend for Vince Quinn, and we are going to make sure he gets a lot of cake. A lot of cake. Gentlemen, anything else before we leave? And say goodbye?
Yes. I can't believe I almost didn't say this. The Eagles re-signed Greg Ward, baby.
Ward Horde! Yeah!
Let's go!
Yeah, fuck the trade deadline. Greg Ward's back.
Yo, Britton Covey,
Not
you're
bad.
on notice, brother. You're on notice,
Isn't
Britton
he?
Covey.
Ooh, good call.
You're on notice. Greg Ward is back. Oh, yeah.
Real quick, shout out to Amir who gave me the fucking absurd idea that Howie Roseman might make a play for Chase Young. So if that happens, I just wanted to credit him.
Wow.
I'm thinking about it. I was like, oh, you know what? That's actually, I would give the Saints pick for Chase Young, but I don't think that's ever going to happen with the Commanders.
I would not do that, but that's okay.
We'll talk about it in Fantasyland one of these times. More or less, get in the Discord. Let us know any of your trade ideas. I mean, we got a week away. We got the Steelers. We got Kenny Pickett. We got to come up with some funny-ass chants. BellandTheBirdmen.com, 215-509-5833 is how you text us. Vince Quinn.
Last thing. Bonus show, baby. On YouTube exclusively. Jason Kelsey is having the year of his life, and we need to talk about it.
Yes,
it is
we
the
do.
greatest retirement tour I've ever seen. So that's all coming up.
Skittles, Milky Way, which one you're choosing?
Oh, Skittles.
Skittles across the board. That's going to do it for me, as well as we'll see you over on YouTube for the bonus show. John Barchard, Vince Quinn, Taylor Kredatus, Bell and the Birdmen. Okay, bye.